We're going to call our meeting to order. I'd like to welcome you to our work session and formal council meeting this morning. I would ask, please, if you have cell phones, to please turn them off at this time. We will stand and have pledge of allegiance by Councilmember Blanton and prayer by Councilmember Malinowski.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Let's take a moment to pause and reflect. We gather today as neighbors, colleagues, and servants of this community, each bringing our own beliefs, experiences, and hopes for the future of our city. May we be guided by wisdom in our decisions, integrity in our conduct, and humility in our leadership. May we listen with open minds, speak with respect, and act with courage for the good of all we serve. May our work be marked by cooperation, fairness, and a genuine commitment to the well-being of every citizen. And may each of us be strengthened with clarity, patience, and a spirit of service as we carry out the responsibilities entrusted to us. May this spirit guide our work.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Under our unfinished business, I need a motion to take off our agenda this morning, intergovernment agreement with Flosh.
So moved.
Second.
There is no discussion. All in favor, show of hands. Opposed, is none. So we'll take this off our agenda this morning. The next thing on our agenda, we would like to put on our consent agenda our minutes of December the 8th, 2025, our regular minutes. We can put that on our consent agenda, read it for Monday.
We're in the work session first. We're in the work session first.
I mean, we can have our call meeting now, go back to our work session. Doesn't matter. We want to do the work session first? Okay. First thing on our work session is a topic. John Clem. John?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I just have 2 or 3 short items today. First of all, I just wanted to take a moment to thank our staff. Over the past weekend, as we know, we had some inclement weather, and while many in our city are warm and in bed, our men and women of our Public Works Department, our Fire Department, our Police Department, and other departments as well, are out there protecting all of us. And so I just wanted to take a moment to thank them. And I wish that was a one-time event, but I've invited the fire chief here because he is already preparing, as is Sean Wood in Public Works, our police chief, and others as well, preparing for another event this weekend. So I wanted to invite our fire chief here to give us the latest in terms of the upcoming storm. Chief?
Thank you. So unfortunately, we've got another storm coming. Last weekend was a sleepless weekend for a few of us. I imagine some of y'all might have had some power outages, and we had a few trees go down. Fortunately, it wasn't near as bad as we thought it could be, but it's our job to be prepared. We've got another one coming this weekend. I talked with Sean, kind of our protocol. We try to have open lines of communication throughout the week. When he and I were talking last night, he made a comment that I want to share with y'all. He said that he's not worked at another city where Public Works, Fire, and Police communicated and worked so well together when it comes to storms and other emergencies. And that's a testament to the city and how much everybody cares for it. So with that, I'm going to give you a quick update. Where we are right now, The update I saw about 30 minutes ago was that we're expected to have 2 to 4 inches of snow. The official forecast is 2.9 inches. Per the release, reasonable worst-case snowfall, we could see up to 5 inches of snow. There's a 10% chance for that. Timing's up in the air. One report said between 3 and 4 a.m. Saturday, kind of through Saturday evening. There could be flurries Friday evening, but the official report says most snowfall will be between 4 a.m. Saturday and 4 p.m. Saturday. Cold. One thing that people have not talked about as much is the cold. We've got wind chills that are going to be down single digits. And so for people, if they were to lose power, if they don't have heat, that can be life-threatening. Unfortunately, there are not formal warming stations to my knowledge, but I've had several of the church, pastors and preachers reach out. And so if anyone does see that there's a need for that, then as long as they have power, then they're willing to open their doors. A lot of this is still unknown. The weather people aren't always right. They were not quite right last weekend, thankfully. It could have been a lot worse, but it's our job to be prepared for worst case scenario. So with that, we kind of have been in storm prep for 2 weeks now. We prepped for last one and it's continued into this one. As far as storm prep goes, Sean Wood, he's got kind of an emergency preparation protocol for Public Works. He's been following that protocol. You've seen the roads. They were treated very well for the past storm. They're going to be treated again for this storm. Unfortunately, the weather going into this storm, it's a lot colder. When it's colder on the roads, then when that snow falls, it's going to stick immediately. With that, then there could be significant hazards traveling. So we're going to ask everybody to stay off the roads starting Saturday morning unless you absolutely have to. I'll be in constant contact with Amanda at the EOC. Amanda Proctor is our Morgan County Emergency Management Director. I talk to her during situations like this, usually once, twice a day until it gets to the point that we're talking on a regular basis. Or she activates the EOC, at which point either myself or one of the other Madison firefighter representatives will go in. If it gets to where we end up having multiple tree down calls, then we actually will be self-dispatching. We've got all that set up already. We're used to it. We do it in hurricanes, do it in tornadoes. We also, because of how we're set up with our volunteers, we know where everybody comes from. We have pre-established strike teams that will go out based on where they're coming from so that we can make sure that our volunteers aren't having to go all the way across the city. They respond as close as they can to keep them safe. Ideally, we don't want to be out in that weather either, so unless it's something that is catastrophic and when it gets that bad, we prioritize calls and have to figure out where and when we can respond. We've got part-time staffing coming in this weekend to give us more personnel located right here in the city. Working to get a few more of them coming in. We actually had 3 to 4 part-timers staff every shift, last shift, which was fantastic. We actually, by doing that work, I was able to go with them out and get the trees and not have to bring the volunteers out on potential ice because they're coming from much further away. The fire station, we've got a generator set up, so we have power here. We're prepared that if power goes out, that we still have heat. We can keep apparatus and everything ready to roll. We'll also be able to come here and establish our command center if we needed to. We moved a barricade trailer over so that in the event we have multiple trees down and it's not safe to be out, we throw up barricades and hand it back off to either city streets or we get it to Georgia Power. We have a rescue side-by-side that we have moved. It's Ranger 21. It normally stays at Station 22. We moved it to 21 so that in the event that an ambulance can't get somewhere, we can take Ranger with the Stokes basket and get that the patient taken to the ambulance. I think that's about it. We'll keep monitoring the storm. If y'all have any questions, feel free to ask them. Regardless of how prepared we are, if the conditions get too bad, it makes it to where even the first responders can't safely respond. We monitor that. We respond when we can, how we can, to keep everyone safe.
That's great. I appreciate it's great planning, and you guys sound like you've got most of the bases covered. I'm wondering for us, you talked about potentially churches could be some warming stations or such. It's Friday. That's tomorrow. It's hitting tomorrow. I mean, is there a way? It's not on you, by the way, but do we identify already, do we try to identify today, sometime today, the churches that would be open, and then get that word out on Facebook, you know, on social media and such, just so people know that there's a place to go? I mean, I think that's, as prepared as Brooks is and our fire department, I think the city itself should,
Prepare.
yeah, get some, you know, any comments, what can we do?
Can we put it on our city Facebook, I guess, maybe?
Well, we gotta find the churches though, don't we?
Oh,
If you give me a few minutes, I could actually step out and make one phone call
Okay.
to an individual that offered that to make
Okay.
sure it still stands for this weekend.
Okay.
And if y'all are willing, I could come back and convey that.
Great.
And that's, of course, contingent on whether that church has power.
Has power,
right?
that's correct.
So we might need also, not, and again, it's not necessarily on you, that'd be great for you could check that part, but maybe there would be a backup. Otherwise, is there, I mean, I'm even looking at this open space right here. You know, if the city has power, could this public safety building be a backup? I
Warning
don't-
center, yeah.
Any thoughts, John?
Certainly be willing to, I am in walking distance from here, so even if it's really bad, I could assist and open up.
One thing I just want to put out there, I don't know if there are any sort of regulations from the state to be a warming center, if you have to apply, or what that looks like.
Yeah.
But that would be something that I think Gene Porter could weigh in on.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, sure.
Would it make sense if we do a public service announcement similar to what Betsy's suggestion, to add in kind of a warning about what seems to be a real fire danger in these situations, and that's people's use of
Yes.
space heaters
Yes.
and
Yeah.
3 or 4 extension cords to
Yeah.
hook them up? Maybe kind of a warning about the danger of that if you do a public service announcement.
I think
So
that's-
we did a PSA last week. It covered everything you're talking about. We also included in
did.
that carbon monoxide poisoning.
You did.
Because a lot of people will hook up generators. Some of them might not be familiar with how they work. And so we tried to include all of those safety aspects in last week's PSA. We do plan to release the same PSA this week. And I think we share it on our Facebook page, and then I believe the city reposted that.
And I reposted it on my page as
Okay.
well, because I read it, yes.
So I should move my generator out of the living room? Is that
You
what you're
should
suggesting?
move it out.
Okay, thanks.
Take it out of your bed.
We had candles that I've never seen before. I don't know where all those candles came from, but it seemed like the whole house was lit up by candles. My question was about traffic lights, and do the traffic lights go down when the power goes out? And
They-
are people dispatched there automatically, or is that an on-the-spot decision? Or?
So normally it's reported to dispatch. Chief McElvain can weigh in there, but in that situation, PD will step up and normally go to the lights. I actually think when they were out for an extended period of time, we got barricades and shut down like Jefferson Crossing and just made it a one-way. And that way, people that are coming through, you know, aren't paying attention and shoot over the main streets. We don't have enough barricades to do that all the way down Main Street, so people hopefully can just use due regard, but at the red lights, we can do that. You'd think they're gonna stop at normal stop signs, but sometimes in snow, people like to go ride.
Thank you, Chief.
Thank you so much for that update, appreciate that.
I will call one of the pastors and I'll report back.
Great.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Mayor, I only have one other item before we get to the Main Streets report, and that is an update on our financial reporting from our finance director. You've all received a quarterly report over the last few days.
Yes.
Yes, I just wanted to mention that I did put a second quarter analysis report in your boxes this past week. And after review, if y'all have any questions or concerns, that please, as always, come by, see me, call me, and I'll be happy to answer any questions.
Was there,
Uh,
sorry, didn't mean to interrupt. Go ahead.
I just wanted to mention, real quick, now, moving forward, be expecting a quarterly analysis report on a normal basis, now that we are through the conversion finally, and back on schedule.
Thank you.
Thank you.
My question was the format, is that your format, Karen, or is that something that came from the state or of that quarterly report that John requested that you provided
The
to us?
format is out of our new software. It's a revenue and expense report, and I attached a summary for y'all summarizing the revenues and expenses for each fund.
I like the summary.
Thank you. And I've also included a sales tax report, analysis report, which y'all can see that our sales tax actually is down from this time last year, about 4%. So hopefully in the next half of the year, it goes back up.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Karen.
And that's it. That's it.
Yeah.
Okay. We could go back and we'll do it officially this time. Put on our consent agenda.
Sarah.
Main Street's approved.
Sarah's
Sarah.
report?
Sarah
Sarah's
Waddell.
Main Street report?
Yeah, Sarah.
Good morning.
Good
Good
morning.
morning.
Well, thank you all for letting me come up and share a little bit about how the Main Street program has been doing and what we've been up to in 2025. So in front of you, I placed a packet. Some of the information was in an email that I sent out to all of the downtown businesses that was forwarded to you guys. But this is more of a formal presentation where if you open it up and turn to that first page, there's a report that I put together just kind of highlighting some of the key items that I think were substantial of the revenue numbers that we brought in the calendar year. We had 12 distinct promotions over 101 days. We had 12 distinct Main Street community events over 13 days. We had 459 volunteer hours. And I was able to achieve a travel marketing professional certification through the Southeast Tourism Society's Marketing College, which is a 3-year certification program. And I also received a graduate certificate in entrepreneurship and innovation through Mercer University's Stetson Hatcher School of Business during 2025. I also included, because I think it's easy to overlook all of the Main Street roles that we do, all of the projects and programs and events that we have listed under some of the new initiatives and responsibilities that were added in 2025 at the top right hand of that column on the page, and then established initiatives and responsibilities going through from facade grant programs that the DDA funds, through the holiday lighting program, filming permits, downtown cleanups, our cultural arts and tourism collab. We have a lot going on within Main Street. The next page in the packet is more of the standard format that people who have been on council for a while have probably seen before, which includes 73 total events that occurred in downtown last year by our tracking. And we have building rehabs that we report to the Georgia Main Street program. So this is some of the numbers and items that I report monthly to Georgia Main Street. And this is totaled for the 2025 year. If you have any questions at any point about that, I'm happy to answer. It's a lot of information and I don't want to take up all of your time, but I did want to give you the opportunity to look it over, and then you can always come back with more questions. The next page was one of the programs, a new initiative that was started this year, which was our Shop Small to Win Big, which was a 7-week holiday promotion throughout downtown, which was very successful. We have some demographics of the entries and data collected in terms of where they were from. Most of them were from the city of Madison, but we had some as well from our outer market, which is over 30 miles, but still in state. And we had from our out of state, 9.9% of our entries were out of state, people coming in, passing through, visiting family over the holidays. So I thought it was really interesting to have a little bit more of the quantitative data on that. The next page has Shop, Sip, and Stroll, which is an annual favorite, which has more of the qualitative data from surveys that I delivered to the businesses who participated. And again, I'm not going to go over all of that right now and take up your time, but I did want to provide that to you. Next in the packet is an active downtown incentive package summary sheet, which is something that I've put together as a way to try to incentivize businesses and organizations to create their own events in downtown by providing tiers of benefits that they would receive depending on the number of events that they host during the year. And the next page following that is just an example of the application page that would go along with that type of program, which I'm hoping to roll out this year. Following that, Eric has already seen this as he was at the DDA meeting where I shared this with them and got some feedback and made a couple tweaks before presenting it to you. I have an 11-page prospective business owner packet introducing people to downtown Madison, introducing them to the Main Street program, what we are, what we do, the history of the program, key information about occupational tax licenses for the city, downtown parking, sanitation, and then the aspects related to the Main Street pillars, which are design, organization, economic vitality, and preservation. So I have a lot of information in here, and I also broke out some of the community events onto its own page, and as well as information about how to create events or rent town park or get involved, including on the city's volunteer commissions. And then I also have steps to open their business in Madison, because I reached out to our businesses and I asked them, when you were starting up, was there anything that you wish you had known? What was the biggest surprise? What tips or resources were the most beneficial to you? So I kind of got some responses and compiled that and worked it into this as well. Then a couple reminders for people about annual renewals, schedule of fees, registering with the state, as well as the Georgia sales and use tax that they'll need to file every year. And finally, there's a list of resources on the back, which also references some organizations in Atlanta, in Athens. We've got the Small Business Development Center. We have the Wheelhouse here in Madison, the Downtown Development Authority, the Chamber. So we've got a lot of resources for businesses, and I wanted to have it something cohesive that we can hand people. It's going to be up on the website, and be able to share that with the Chamber, share that with our city clerk, and any point of contact where businesses first come into the city looking to open. And I've also shared it with our existing businesses, because when I shared it with the DDA, I think it was Julie Spire said, I wish I had this when I started, and actually even now. So I was like, I'm definitely sharing it with all of the businesses so that they have it in case there's something that they did not realize we do offer here in Madison, because we offer a lot to be able to bring businesses in and retain them. And finally, the last page is a little bit of a teaser informational sheet. It's a draft idea, so don't hold me to anything on this. But I want to create a banner art program in Madison where some of our downtown banners are actually rotating public art galleries, and be able to have a call for artists to submit their works, whether photos, pieces of art, have a print put onto the banner, and be able to display it. And I have been working out concepts about how to fund it, how to have some of the funds revolve to the next year to help support it. I've been talking to Molly, who staffs the Public Arts Commission. I've been talking to the Madison Artists Guild with Karen Peters, and they're all very excited about this idea. So I think it would be fun to get it off the ground, and I'm working on how to make that happen in 2026. So I know it's a lot that I've just thrown at you. Do you have any questions at this time? I'm always happy to answer questions at any point in time if you have them.
Yeah, Sarah, a couple of years ago, I think there was some pushback on it's your department that handles rentals of Town Park, is it not, or is that more?
Yes, I handle the rentals of Town Park. Yes.
A couple of years ago, there was pushback, I think, on pricing for our rentals, either through nonprofits or private rentals. I know we made some adjustments on pricing.
We did.
To address those concerns. Lately, have you heard any more resistance to our pricing structure?
No, sir. I haven't heard any resistance to the pricing structure for Town Park. And we do have a reduced rental rate for locals, and we have a further reduced rental rate for local nonprofits. So we do kind of create that breakdown, and it's very light. I believe for a half a day use of the entire park, to reserve it is $300 for the nonprofit, which is,
That's good.
and that includes having a docent on site who is a certified crowd manager through the state fire marshal's office, and be able to hang banners on the fencing up to 2 weeks in advance of their event, bring in tents and equipment, and so it's a pretty good rate. You know, we can always reconsider it if you've heard something, or if anybody hears anything about that. That's always something that you can consider making adjustments for. But I think that was when Karen was Main Street Director, shortly before I transitioned into the role and she moved to HR Director, that price change occurred.
Good. Progress.
Yeah.
Nicely done, and that packet is great.
It is
I mean,
amazing.
To have that,
Yeah,
it's just
thank you.
like, well done.
Yeah.
I mean, I know it was an effort to kind of pull it all in together, but I mean, that's just, it seems like such a no-brainer, really, just to
Yeah.
have that available, so well
Thank
done
you.
you. I do have a quick question
Yes,
on
ma'am.
the page that has the demographics on it.
Yes, ma'am.
How was that demographic information collected? Where'd that come from?
For the Shop Small to Win Big, the entry demographics came from the digital raffle entries, so people could go online and they were required to put in their name and their city. It was optional to put in a state, as well as, a phone number, so that if their raffle was drawn, I would be able to contact them. And so I had some baseline to be able to go back through all of the entry tickets, and I went through and looked at all of the city demographic, state demographic that I had, which is also why some are unknown, because, or maybe city wasn't required, but I did have city and state as an optional thing. Most people did submit something, but a 4.5% chose not to, so those are the unknowns.
And this is over a period of what time?
7 weeks.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
That's pretty
wow.
good. I mean,
That
that's
is
a
really
pretty good,
good.
that's almost 1,000 entries that you could collect that data from over 7 weeks. That's pretty good.
Yeah,
That
we
is
had,
really good.
we had 5,603 tickets, and total entries were almost 1,000, the 964. So it was for every $25 they got a ticket. So if they spent $100, they could get 4 tickets. So that was kind of the incentive to
Yeah.
get them to participate.
Well
That was
done.
good.
That's kind of nice to
This
see.
is good.
And we gave out about, $3,000 in downtown dollars as prizes. That ramped over that period of time. So
That's really good, Sarah.
it was a fun promotion, and people were excited about it and wanting it to continue this year for a second time. So
Right.
look forward to seeing that again this fall.
Congratulations on your certifications.
Thank you.
Yes.
That too,
Yes.
right?
You're doing all that in the background as all this is happening. That's pretty
Yes,
impressive.
sir. Thank you.
Really good.
Thank you so much.
Well done.
Great report.
Thank you.
Yes.
Appreciate that.
Mr. Mayor, I think we have a report from our fire chief.
Mr. Pennington, you ready?
All right, I just got a crash course in warming centers versus warming shelters versus warming stations.
Welcome to government.
So it seems like the best course of action here is we'll put in a press release that if people have that need, either that or if power goes out, say someone's on oxygen
Yeah.
and they need power,
Yes.
to go through dispatch. If they don't want to call the 911, they can call the 1200 number. Amanda Proctor, our emergency management director, will be able to monitor that, at which point she will call me if there's no other options. And then I would reach out to John, and we would figure out how to establish, hold on, I wrote this down so I'd say the right one, a warming station here.
Okay.
So a warming station, we would need to figure out how to potentially man it, but we would not need to provide security 24/7, food and water like you would at a shelter, true shelter. There are also churches that she thinks will step up and do that instead.
Okay.
I don't think it's a need for us to prepare for right now, but if there is no other option, if for some reason the churches don't open, I think Lions Club at one point had said they would open up their building if it was needed. So if there's no other option, at which point I'll call John, and then we'll figure out how to open this up.
Good.
So it sounds to me like instead of putting out the word that you could go to this church or you can whatever, I think maybe we put out the word that you call dispatch. If there's an issue at all, immediate call, it could either be 911 and we provide the dispatch number, the landline instead, so that people know. And I think that's probably the best alternative to actually have something in place.
And I'd probably lean towards the 1200 number.
Yep.
Just to keep 911 open for.
Absolutely.
the
Well, and in
true
fact,
emergency.
I mean, we don't give it an option, and maybe, I don't know, can we do a phone blast out, or how would we disseminate that information? John?
We certainly have that option, and Gene Porter and the police all have access to that, so they can at any time do a phone blast.
Okay.
All right, thank y'all.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Brooks,
Thank you
appreciate
so
it.
much. Okay. There's nothing else on our work session. We'll go to our call meeting. Consent agenda minutes of December 8th, 2025.
Mayor, I move to accept the consent agenda, including the regular meeting minutes of December 8th.
Second.
Further more discussion? All in favor, show of hands. Opposed, none. Vote unanimously. Intergovernmental agreement to take off our agenda this morning. I think we've already talked about that in our first opening. New business, city election district map. Jill?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Thanks for having me. I am here on behalf of a request from Jennifer Doran, who is the Elections Director for the Morgan County Board of Elections and Registration. And she's requesting that 1230 Maxey Lane be redistricted from District 3 into District 4 of the voting districts. And that can be seen up in the blue square. So her reasoning for this is that this is the only address on Maxey's Lane, the only numbered address, on Maxey's Lane that is in District 3, with all other numbered Maxey Lane addresses already in City District 4. So she says it makes more sense for this property to be redistricted into District 4. She also says that in the red rectangle up there, so there are 4 other parcels that do not have homes, they're not developed, and they are in District 4. She said that these would be appropriate to move into District 3 as well, but the main priority for her is for 1230 Maxey Lane to be redistricted. So this is just another way to look at it. So the highlighted in blue is that property that is developed, and the 4 other parcels have either Crawford Road addresses, or the one all the way to the right has a Maxey Lane address. But she said that this would be appropriate to move into District 4 as well, just up until Cooks Hill Road, so just extending that block 2020 over to Cooks Hill. So if you do choose to modify the voting district map, I have in front of you, it might be easier for you all to see, but there are 2 different modifications. There's modification A, where it's just extending the boundary of block 2020 to redistrict M28005A, which is that 1230 Maxey Lane, from District 3 into District 4. So that is the first option. It's just slightly extended over. And then the second modification is modification B, which you have in front of you, and that is extending block 2020 all the way to Cooks Hill Road. And it's quite a bit more land, but those parcels are not developed, so you would really only be gaining 1 more residential property into District 4. And I'd be happy to answer any questions you might have if I can do so.
Could you tell me again what her reasoning, Mr. Mayor, may I? Could you tell me again what the reasoning is for the redistricting?
Her reasoning is this is the only numbered address on Maxey Lane that is in District 3. So all of the other, those 4 other parcels have either a Crawford Road or a Maxey Lane address, but it's not numbered. So there's no residential building, house on that property. And that is just her reasoning. I don't know if she has any other reasoning, but that's all the information that I have.
Okay. Can I do one more question, Jill?
Yes.
On the second one, the modification B, where it has Green Meadows, so is it moving Green Meadows out of District 3 into District 4 if we choose modification B?
No.
So is it part of Green Meadows?
No, it's just the label is overlapped.
Oh, okay. Yeah, excuse me. Green Meadows Drive, there's a lot of roads on here, so I might
Yeah.
clean up some of the road names, but that's just the road name. It's not redistricting that neighborhood.
Okay, so it's just Green Meadows Drive?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
So that label is just pushing over on, and it doesn't include Green Meadows at all. The label just gets pushed because the map is tight.
Got you.
So I spoke to Jennifer when she called me to remind me that it was something that needed doing. She had spoke to John, and so I was following up. She indicated to me that this is about notification. So when she's notifying, and we only have one person in that district is an outlier, and they have to be notified, it's awkward for that one individual to be notified in a District 4 election. So this is a cleanup on her part. For us, it doesn't affect anything because we only have one household moving, so the demographic shift is negligible because the
Okay.
other properties are undeveloped.
Got you.
So this is really a convenience to the voter, is my understanding.
Okay. I was just checking for demographics, just as you said, so thank you.
So is 220, Block 220 now in District 3?
It is, yes. No, I'm sorry, District 4, in the yellow.
It's in District 4.
Yes, sir.
But there's only one household that would be affected by a district change,
Yes,
one existing house?
yes.
Is it more land there to build more houses there?
More houses could be developed there in the future, but they are not there as of now. But just because she said it's appropriate to move those 4 other oddly shaped parcels doesn't mean that y'all need to do so. She was just adding it as an option to y'all.
Do our representatives from District 3 and 4 have any comment?
Satisfied? I'm satisfied with that move, and I don't, I think in terms of speed bumps, landmines, and potholes, are there issues that we need to be concerned about with a move like that?
Not that I'm aware of, no.
It doesn't seem like it to me either, so I'm good with that.
I have no concerns either. I'm fine.
Okay, do you need approval from this council?
Yes, and I would need y'all to choose which modification, either just the 1 parcel or the 5 parcels together.
So either one of these plans has the stamp of approval, if you will, from the planning department?
I'll let the director speak to that.
You're so kind. Either one has no demographic shift problem for you. I would recommend that you choose the one that is always cleanest for people and perception. And we haven't analyzed anything for potential infill of, but those would all be reassigned a Maxey's Lane address once they built out. So it seems like, so that we don't have to do this again in 2 or 3 years or 4 or 5, whenever they do develop. I would assume that you would want to go all the way to it's Crawford Street. It would make sense. Anywhere you can use a geographic boundary instead of just between 2 house lots, it's always a better idea. So taking it to the street would be my recommendation.
And should there be demographic changes, we have a census coming up in 2030, when we would probably have to redistrict to balance out.
We'll have to do the whole map thing
Yeah.
again, and
although I don't think we have, I'm gonna look at the attorney, although I don't think we have Department of Justice standards we have to meet, y'all will, as always, be highly cognizant of our demographics when we're remapping.
Makes sense to
Thank
me.
you. Yes,
Mhm.
it does.
So which of the expanded one is which, sorry, plan?
okay.
Is it
B.
A or B? B?
B is with the all 5 parcels up until Cooks Hill Road.
Okay, got you.
Okay.
How would the motion sound on that? What is our motion to
To.
transfer that voting district?
Or to redistrict, or extend Block 2020 to redistrict all of the parcels that I list on modification B, which you have in front of you. So you can motion to extend the boundary of Block 2020 to redistrict parcels M28005 along with 005A, B, C, D, and E from District 3 to 4.
So moved.
Second.
There any more discussion? All in favor, show of hands. Opposed, not, vote unanimous. Thank you so very much. Thank you, Jim.
Thank you. Thanks.
I like it, Dr. Mel.
Nice.
Jim's a very fast learner.
Definitely.
There any public comments? If not, this meeting is adjourned. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, thank you.
I guess we need to.
One follow-up, and this could be a sidebar instead of a microphone thing. Who is District 4? Somebody remind me. Would you, we think the election district person will notify the person, but if you would like to reach out to them and say, hey, I'm your new council member, that would be great. Or if, Eric, you're District 3, if you'd like to contact.
No, I'm 2.
You're 2.
Be
Who's
Jim.
2? If you'd like to reach out to him and say, hey, I've passed you over to Rick, that would be great. It would be a nice courtesy thing. We think Jennifer's required to notify. All right, thank you.
We adjourned.
Everybody stay warm.
Oh, that's right, we're getting snow.
Yeah, we have